And now the second question. Is this vocation, this role, this profession, this way of living a life that you're considering, is it something that you're good at, that's going to tap your talents, that's going to lead you to expand your abilities, that's going to lead you to be ever more creative in the course of your life? And that can really only be distinguished by other people. For example, I may get great delight in being a brain surgeon. There's absolutely nothing I enjoy more than chopping off the top of the skull and getting my fingers into the old gray stuff inside the cranium. But if all of my patients end up vegetables, that's a very good indication that I am not a brain surgeon by vocation. Are you successful at what you're doing? Are you good at it? Other people have to tell us that. For 10 years in my own life, I was dean of a seminary. And one of the things I noticed that happened very frequently was that students who came to the seminary were very open to its direction during the first year or 2 years that they were there. Because during that time, the students were making decisions about what they wanted to do, about whether or not they decided that priesthood was their vocation. They were asking that first question, was it their joy? But at a certain point, usually about 2 years in, the students would come to a conclusion, yes or no. Yes, they wanted to be ordained. No, they didn't. And once they decided that the answer was yes, they became increasingly impatient with the seminary. You were here to help me decide whether or not I want to be a priest. Well, thank you very much. You've done your job. I made my decision. The answer is yes. So ordain me and let me get on with my life. And it always came as something of a shock to the students when, as dean, I had to suggest to them that there was another question that had to be answered. And the other question was, did the church want them to be priests? Other people help us to discern whether or not we are genuinely good at what we do. That's enormously important because often we ourselves are not the best judges of what our talent and abilities are. Years ago, I was giving a lecture, and someone in the audience, who it turned out was a quite prominent psychologist, came up to tell me how much he had enjoyed the lecture. And I went through my usual, oh, thank you very much, that's so gracious of you, yes, 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 you're very kind. And he said to me, don't brush it aside that way. You think it's no great deal to give the lecture you just gave, because you do that kind of thing regularly. You don't realize that it's really a service to others and that you're good at it. And it struck me, that's often true. The things that we're best at are the things that in many ways come easiest to us, the things we feel most comfortable and most natural doing. And therefore, we don't realize that they're really quite remarkable. I suspect that a really great pianist doesn't think giving a superb performance of a piece of music is anything all that remarkable. They're used to it. They do it all the time. They've been doing it for years. It's only the rest of us, the hearers of the music, the audience, who can say, that was really extraordinary. Only others can reflect back to us what we do and how well we do it. And that's why it's so important to allow other people to review our talents with us. Of course, we also have to be open to the fact that there are things that we think we do superbly well. And someone else has to say to us, you know, you're really not all that good at it. You know, that's really not your strength. The humility to hear what we're good at and the humility to hear what we're not good at is an enormously important virtue in discerning this vocational question. So if joy is the quality to look for in answering the first question, the need for a genuinely humble openness to other people's directions and suggestions is central to answering this question. There would be nothing worse, I think, than arriving at such a pitch of expertise in whatever we do that we come to the point of being able to say, I can do that rolling off a log. I can do that in my sleep. It no longer excites me. It no longer challenges me. It no longer makes me grow. Look for the task that will continue to stretch you. That's all important in discerning the really vital vocation in one's life. To help us discern what our talents and gifts are, we need a circle of friends. And those friends may be people who are close to us the way our best friends are, but they may also be parents and teachers and coaches and mentors in all sorts of ways. The fostering of a community of friends who can be honest with us and whom we can genuinely hear, before whom and with whom we can be open and humble. That circle of friends is crucial to vocational discernment. So what are you good at? Where are your talents? How might you still grow? Those are the questions that now have to be answered.